You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to driB on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAK Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
Gavin canceled Christmas.
Sorry, Gavin couldn't make it this week. He's down the hallway. We had to put him down the hallway because he got COVID again.
I am down the hallway.
We need to get some vocal effects.
There's got to be a way on this, right?
There's not.
What?
There's not. I've checked.
Oh, we're gonna have
Don't
to,
even ask any more questions. There's no way.
We could string like a box and we could
Yeah.
cut the wires in half, put a
Right.
box in the middle of it.
And then it'll make the echo
And that'll
because there's
make
space.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works.
That's acoustics, baby.
That's how acoustics work.
Yep. Hello and welcome to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 147. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I double checked.
You double checked? You triple checked?
I triple checked.
147. Yeah, so we're recording this on Tuesday, December 26th, day after Christmas. And we're hearing this on Friday, December 29th.
That's true. This is our New Year's episode, and I'm gonna play some New Year's music. I was gonna play this at the end, but it's our New Year's episode, guys. We're gonna be going over the whole entire year, everything that happened, every story we talked about. We're gonna go back and talk all about and share our favorite memories of the year. Gavin, why don't you start us off?
Is this when the Saints go marching in?
This is Auld Lang Syne, dude.
Okay.
Dude,
Is that means New Year's Eve,
this
right?
is the only New Year's song.
All right. You frog.
Sorry, I had an experience.
Yeah. He turned into the fly and then turned into the
Watch that
frog.
movie, man.
I've never watched it. I'm just referencing it.
You gotta watch it though. It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. It's a good Christmas movie. Speaking of Christmas,
Die Hard.
I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch
only
that.
watched it once, and I
Never watched it.
was like, meh.
You're like, it's a Christmas movie.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if people want. If you know what,
If anyone wants to die on a hill, sure.
if anyone wants to die on a hill,
You can go right ahead. I don't care.
Die on a hill. I'll die on the couch.
I'll be here.
I'll be here.
I won't be dying on a hill, but you can.
I won't.
For me, if you want.
But speaking of Christmas, we have some post-Christmas wrap-ups.
Some gross Christmas blues.
I know I'm not feeling any.
I'm actually feeling post-Christmas relief, ecstasy.
Oh, yeah.
To be completely honest. Did you
get did you give any bad gifts? Was that what you were worried about?
No, it was just a lot.
I see.
I'm hearing a buzz.
Me too, but I think that's just an open circuit.
Yeah, they probably can't hear it. It was just a lot, which I can not really get into, but I can kind of get into. We also have the big results of the gingerbread house battle we did last week. Go watch that if you don't want any spoilers. We have the results, and they are
shocking.
They're pretty. It was I'll
tight.
say this. No, I won't say that. It was very close.
It was tight.
Very tight. So I've got all those results together, and we'll share those. And our big thing today after Nextdoor Drama is we are doing, it was just decided a few hours ago, our top 5 albums of 2023. Gavin and I will be sharing our top 5 that we want to recommend, or just that we think.
Yeah,
are the
we're
top 5
music
albums
critics.
In our opinion, we are critics. We're like Siskel and Ebert.
We're like Simon
music.
and Peg.
We're like Simon and Garfunkel, but for music.
Mm-hmm. We're like the magicians who play Vegas every night.
Penn and Teller.
That one. I'm the one that doesn't talk.
Right. Yeah. And I'm the really big one. You decide which one that is.
Yeah.
But that's
Tell her.
that's our big thing for New Year's. Not really anything else to wrap up from the year. It was a great year.
Yeah, let's go
of
through every
ITAC.
episode.
Okay, start with number 1. Actually, we did start off the year with when Jeff Bridges interviewed himself, which was a big deal.
That's crazy. That
was the first episode of the year.
That felt like forever ago.
It really did. We only had one big guest this year, which I think the New Year's resolution for next year is to have more guests on.
I think we said that last year too.
Probably.
We're going.
Except
I
for
did the
we-
math. We are like 9 episodes, I think, or 11 episodes away from 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be coming up in March.
Yeah.
Guess we're gonna start planning for that.
Yeah.
We'll have a big
3
thing.
years.
It'll be a live show.
Yeah.
Sell out Madison Square Garden. We only had one. I think it was only one big guest. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting somebody else, but Doug came on this year or at
Yeah.
the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
which was a lot of fun. But yeah,
Brendan, hello.
well, yeah, that's a huge guess.
He gave a tell-all.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, for the Taco Bell girl.
Oh yeah, I forgot we talked
Yeah.
about that. We talked.
We talk about that.
Yeah, Doug came on. That was awesome. But yeah, next year I think the goal will be to have more guests on. And if I made that goal last year, I'm making it again because we definitely didn't do that this year.
It's been a long year.
Yeah, there's
365 days.
yeah, there's someone in the pipeline who we're still waiting on.
Yeah.
It was supposed to happen this year, but that didn't happen. But
Maybe
This-
it'll be a good
this one-
New Year's resolution then.
yeah, this one I don't mind. I'm okay with.
We can let this one marinate. You know
We're
what
gonna
I'm
put this one on ice,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is the opposite of what you want to do. Excuse me. Oh, is that right?
Holy moly.
But it's a great year. It was an awesome year. A lot of fun, awesome moments. I'm so proud of this amazing show we've made.
Mm-hmm.
Had so much fun. So many good, funny bits have happened. And thank you for listening along with us. Kevin, how was your Christmas? You were a working man's this year, weren't you?
Yes, I got double time.
Double time. And
Double time. And it was well, let me put it this way. I was able to read 60 pages of a book I've been reading. So
wow.
yeah. It's a 420 page book, so
Not a busy time.
yeah.
Not very busy.
No, not at all.
But you got good guapo.
Yeah, I got this flannel. I got like
What were your gifts?
I got this flannel.
Show grandma what you got, okay? What did you get?
I got this flannel.
Yeah? What else? Show grandma what else you got. Show her.
I got.
Show what you got.
Show the camera.
Show grandma on the camera what you got, okay? We're gonna send this to grandma. What'd you get? Show grandma what you got for Christmas.
Is this thing on?
Is my god?
I also got a waffle shirt. One of those waffle shirts, you know, like
Like a thermal.
yeah,
A thermal.
waffle shirt.
You said waffle, and I thought you were going to say waffle
I
iron.
got waffle iron.
I got a Belgian waffle
I got a
iron.
waffle iron.
What'd you get for Christmas?
I got a waffle iron. What? I got a 9 iron. I can go golfing now.
I got a new 4-wood.
What else? I got Anthony Edwards Funko Pop, big Minnesota Timberwolves fan. Wolves on top, Wolves back. Nas Reed.
Big Funko Pop guy, too.
Yeah,
Funko Pops on top, Funko Pops all year.
I got a couple of them.
Funko Pops on all time, on top, all
Yep.
year.
Got a Barnes & Noble gift card.
Whoa.
And a Xbox gift card or Xbox controller.
Yeah. You said that last week, too, I
Yeah,
think.
but I did, that was just a real gift, I guess.
Nice.
I didn't even know I was getting all this freaking stuff. I got. I think that's it. Yeah. What'd you get?
I got a lot of disc golf stuff. Some new disc golf
Some
shoes.
disc golf stuff.
A new bag, a beautiful bag, a Grip EQ bag if you're in the biz. That's the brand name.
Yeah, like anyone cares.
New ring. I'm married now.
Wow.
It's a really nice ring. It was expensive.
It was brass.
Well, no. It was nickel. It's going to turn my finger green.
It's awesome, man.
It's awesome. It's so green and my finger's going to fall off real soon.
It's gonna be like show grandma.
Okay,
What else did you get? What'd you get, Carson? Show the camera.
This ring, it was handmade in L.A. by some guy. I don't remember his name. It's really cool.
That's so cool, Carson.
Thanks. I only got 2 gift cards. Like, what, are you kidding me?
Like,
That's it?
What the fuck?
What else? I feel like I got something else.
Did you tell your family
family
this is the last time they're gonna see you before?
I looked in them in the eyes and I said, "This is the last time I'm ever gonna see you."
Yeah.
And they were like, "What does that mean?" And I said, and I just shook my head. It's like,
No.
no, I didn't. Well, I guess I'll see them at Easter. I don't know. And I'm, I can come back at any time too and visit.
Yeah, but that costs money.
Yeah, that is true. A lot of questions about that. When you moving? Hopefully May. That's all I can really hope for at this point. It was a great Christmas though, and I wanted to talk about some post-Christmas thoughts. First of all, driB Christmas came out. Make sure you go watch that. A lot of love for that. I went out with some friends on the 23rd, which was the night after it came out.
Yeah, that Blackout Saturday.
Blackout Saturday. Is that what it is?
No.
Oh, I didn't know if that was like a day.
I went out that day too.
Yeah, not with us. So.
Yeah, I was out.
Awkward.
Then I work at 7 a.m. So
Yeah, I
it
didn't
wasn't
stay out
worth
long.
it. I can tell you how much.
I had disc golf at 10 a.m., so I had to get home too.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of love, a lot of in-person love. People are telling me that they're excited to watch it, that they loved it. Any testimonial from you that you'd like to give on it?
No one said anything to me about it.
I mean, like what did you think of it? I haven't talked to you about it since it came out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
No, I thought it was I was honestly thoroughly impressed with how concise he made it.
Oh, well, I didn't need the compliments.
Oh,
thank you.
no,
It wasn't efficient, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I appreciate that very much.
Sure.
This is getting really awkward.
I guess I was watching it back, like it's so just the Secret Santa Christmas gifts were just so unbelievable.
It was.
I was surprised how much you kept in of the homemade pocket pussy.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Why were you surprised about that?
No, because I forgot how many activities I did on it.
I only included some of it.
Yeah, I felt like that was all the ones I could remember.
Yeah, there was more. There was a part that I didn't include.
Really?
Where you actually used it.
Oh,
that didn't
dang
happen.
it!
No, I included it. I didn't want to make it too graphic.
I thought you were gonna blur it. That's why I was like,
No.
oh wow, he just kept it.
I was surprised that everybody knew what that was.
Really?
I thought only Quinn and I would know what that was.
What? No,
Yeah.
no. They have like whole TikTok trends about it.
Oh, it's like a new trend.
Well, no, not a new trend.
I knew
but
about
they
it like a long time ago. I swear, I knew about it like a long time. I found out about that a long time ago.
the wrapped up towel with a glove.
Yes.
I mean, I knew about the Pringles can, 2 sponges, and a rubber band.
I
And
know about that.
that was like the trend. It was like whenever you're going through the line, you get a Pringles can, 2 sponges, a pack of gloves, and a pack of rubber bands.
I didn't know.
And the
this was a thing.
cashier's like, "Duh."
And the cashier gets a boner.
Yeah, he gets a freaking boner.
He gets a freaking stiffy. Yeah, I was surprised that people knew what that was.
Really?
Yeah, but like everybody knew, and it was just like, I mean, I don't know about everybody who watched it that knew, but everybody in our group knew.
Yeah. Immediately.
But that's why I didn't like blur it, because I
it
was
was
just
funny
like,
because I ended up giving
you
that
know.
towel back to Quinn.
actually, you didn't. It's sitting over there. He had to
Oh.
take it back. I need to give it to him. But I talked
But
to.
I did give it to him.
Yeah, but he doesn't quite have it yet. I did use it.
Anyway, what were you saying?
So I talked to Quinn that night about it because I asked Sean and Quinn what they thought, and Quinn gave me a little behind the scenes of that gift. This is no surprise at all, but Quinn was like, yeah, he was like about an hour or so before the party. I was like, what am I going to give? And then he was like, and then I was like, oh, I got it. And then he made that.
Quick.
Which I was like, that's what I'm like, I think that's what you've done every year.
Yeah.
Which is like, usually I would complain and I'd be like, hey, why don't you like try?
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, I will say
it's
that
like the one thing that like, it's funny when everybody else tries and
Yeah.
like puts time into thought into it, and there's one person who doesn't.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like,
I especially
Quinn,
like the
don't
dusty
change a damn
shoebox.
thing. Yeah, he's done that every year too. It's always been
Yeah.
a dusty shoebox, not wrapped at all. But yeah, I'm like, don't change a damn thing, Quinn. You're perfect, and keep doing. If you do shit like that every year, because I mean, by the way, spoilers if you haven't seen it. That was like, for me personally, that was like the peak, the pinnacle, the best part of the video.
Oh yeah.
Was that?
Yeah.
Because it was like, it was just like, it just hit.
I
so
was worried
good.
that someone was going to comment that we played Harbor wrong because we were playing it wrong. I was the way you're supposed to do is that you just kind of are always rotating teams, but you guys were really hard set on having teams.
That's what everybody. I never played it, and you guys kept not you. It was like Sean and Spencer kept saying that we needed to be on teams.
Yeah, no, it's
I
not a
was like,
teams thing. It's
well-
like a rotating circle, and it's just kind of get drunk.
I also didn't include that we were on teams. I made that. I didn't even put the
really?
part where we picked teams in it. Yeah.
Oh,
I just made it.
is that what you cut? Because I watched.
Yeah, maybe
I watched the full like the rough cut one.
Yeah. Did you watch the final? You can say you didn't. You did watch the final?
Not all of it. I watched like
Okay.
the Secret Santa.
Okay. Yeah, I cut that out. I made that the part where we played the games the shortest. And
Yeah.
actually, I was like kind of regretting leaving that in the video because I was like, this is kind of boring. But what I did is I just like made it really fast. And then I kind of went with the bit this year. And I'll explain this a little bit more, but I went with the bit and I put like really fast ragtime music over us playing the games.
Good.
Because it was like, and I was like, this is great. And then the other thing I did is anytime someone took a drink, I put like gulping sounds in.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
I honestly, whenever you first got, or you took that ice that Quinn found in the cups or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was straight up just you making that sound. I thought that was you making the that awful. I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize you drank that loud.
Yeah. I'm a loud drinker.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I just, this year I was just like,
I am also very glad that we were able. I mean, I know the cleanup probably wasn't the greatest, but I really appreciated you having us just fucking trash the garage.
oh yeah, that's why doing it in the garage is just perfect.
So it was perfect because we were like, it was really funny whenever you first started pouring the beer on the table, and then we all were like, "Oh, okay,
That's what we're gonna do.
yeah."
That's what we're doing now. Yeah, no, that's why doing it in the garage is great because we can just make a fucking giant mess.
And I will say that it did smell like a bar, even after, even
was
like
disgusting.
3 or 4 hours after, it still smelled like a
It
bar.
smelled like that the next day. I walked out there and I'm like, it smells like cigarettes and beer. It smelled like a dive bar. It doesn't smell like that anymore.
Yeah.
Because I cleaned it, I scrubbed it,
I turned on the cars in the closed garage.
closed the garage, got real high, and then almost died. Luckily, someone came out and
Started
saved
to
me.
grill.
Started the grill up. Started the gas grill.
Yep.
Started lighting butane.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this year, I mean, they just get better and better every year. But especially this year, I just like. It probably took me like 20 hours in total to edit it.
Oh yeah,
Just, like,
and the intro too. I didn't
yeah,
think
the
about that.
intro wasn't. That's not recreating the Home Alone intro isn't that hard. It's pretty
I mean,
simple.
basically, you're just saying that the shit back then was a lot easier than it is now.
Well, not really, because they had to create. They probably like created a whole like. That was probably so hard to make that back then
That was probably like
with film and
a 3-day affair
at
to make
least
that.
probably a week. It couldn't even been like upwards of a month to do that.
Yeah, it had a whole separate team.
But yeah, I was just like, let's just make this like, because usually I would put like Christmas music under everything, and I was like cutting it down, and I'm like, this just feels like good the way it is. Like I don't feel like
Yeah.
it needs anything else because it was just nonstop things happening, and that's why I was like, I'm just gonna let this play how it is, and like I'll put some like punch ups into it, but
The most crazy effed up crap.
it's so effed up. But yeah, go watch that. I'll put a link in the description for everybody to go see that if they haven't. But yes,
Had
just
fun.
so much fucking fun, and just like what I wanted to say is that I was thinking about it, and like me, I'm a big Christmas guy, and this is the first year where I've like
It's a
I
special
think
interest.
I'm special. I feel like this year is the first year that like the Christmas magic has kind of worn off.
Yeah.
And I'm not like upset about it.
You're not like
I'm like
you're not
okay
like
with it.
the elder millennials that are like, nah, it doesn't feel like Christmas anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining about it. I'm perfectly fine with it because
No problem with anyone who does say that. I'm just saying it's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, and it's also like
You're 39.
It's also like
give it up.
right. It's also like shut up.
Yeah.
Talk about anything else.
Our capitalist society.
That's what I always think when I read those. I'm like,
Yeah.
But because I thought about that and I realized that like what I'm looking forward to now about Christmas and the holidays are like new things, like the driB Christmas party's like a huge highlight for me during this time, and like other things that happen now instead of the usual like actual Christmas Day and stuff like that. It's more I'm looking forward to different things.
I will say that was the nice thing on Christmas Day was it was just waking up. It was waking up and like just going to work like it was any other day, but then getting paid normal, like double what I would normally get paid. I was like,
that's a real gift.
Yeah. I was like, nah, okay. Like it said in there, it's like, oh, no one's actually here.
Right.
This is
I'm
Christmas.
getting paid double for
because everybody's at home with their families.
It's weird that nobody's sick on Christmas.
Odd how that happens.
I wish every day was Christmas. But yeah, it was just this year. There was just a lot of stuff that we were doing. It was like 3 days of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, go to this family, and the next day we'll do this, and the next day we'll do that. And it was just like, after the first day, I was like, are we done? I was just like, I'm really ready for Christmas to be over. And not that I didn't love seeing my family and seeing people like that. It was just like,
I mean, you saw them like 3 weeks ago.
Right. It's just so much. And it's just like, I don't know. It just felt like a lot. And I was just like, last night, after our last family thing, which again, I'm not complaining about seeing my family.
I love my family, but they suck.
All right.
Reminder.
Gotta take my inhaler. That's not the right button. But it was just a lot. And after last night when I sat down here, I felt like an old man. I was like, sitting
Lit a
down.
cigarette.
Yeah, I lit a cigarette. And I was literally just like, I'm just glad it's over. Which I've never felt that way about Christmas. I've always been like, sad. It's always been, my mom said last night, she's like, I'm always sad when it's over. And I'm like, honestly, I'm not. I was like, I'm kind of glad it's over. Like, it's just so much.
I think
it just feels like that now as an older person.
I think the worst I felt was whenever I was doing Christmas shopping was I think a few years ago. Mm-hmm. That was when it really wore off. I was like, oh my fucking God. I was like seeing all these people at the mall at the same time. I was like, this feels like dystopia.
Yeah. Right. No,
it was like everybody who is like not working is here.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God. I think it was West County Mall too. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
And like all the returns and stuff, like, oh my God, shout out to all the retail people that have to deal with the returns and shit for the next like fucking month.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. I feel like at some point it just hits for everybody. And again, like I still love Christmas, but like I said, I definitely just look forward to different things now than I used to. And like, it was just so much this year.
Well, I just know that next year is probably going to be hell because I'll be on rotation. So it'll be like I have the weekend off and like Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And then that would be it.
You get something though,
Yeah. And then it would be like, oh, I have to go back today. Yeah. Or I have to go back tomorrow.
Right.
To the rotation site. But
yeah, I feel bad for anybody who had to work today.
There was so many people out. There was the traffic was terrible this morning.
There was. And like even this afternoon.
I woke up at like 6 a.m. to go to work, okay?
Right. Well, I got up at 10:30. Did not go to work.
What'd you do today?
Well, I played disco.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of people out today though.
Yeah, it was weird. My last Christmas thing I wanted to bring up.
I think this was on my radar like a couple years ago or two, like last year.
Okay.
But I had never watched it because I'm like, I don't want to watch the.
So, The Grinch from the year 2000, starring Jim Carrey, is a wonderful Christmas classic that I love. I watch it every year. Yeah, I love it. We had it on DVD. I would always watch the DVD of it.
I think I watched that I did watch that a couple years ago.
It's great. And it's rated really low on like everything. And I'm like, why? This is a fantastic, weird fucking movie that Ron Howard directed, but it feels
And
like a Tim
narrated.
Burton movie.
Didn't he narrate that
I
too?
think so. You
He's
might
a
be right.
narrator from Arrested Development, so that's how.
Oh, so then he probably did then. He's got a great voice.
Yeah, I know.
If
Yeah,
that is him, it's a beautiful voice. Yeah, it's just like
he's got a hot daughter too.
All right. He's got a hot dog.
I mean, she's an actress.
Oh, what's her name?
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Why'd you do like the snicker after that?
You don't know he has a daughter?
I don't know.
She's a nepo baby.
Could you pull up some pictures and send them to me? She's a well. Never mind. I was gonna. Yeah.
She was in Black Mirror.
Oh.
Yeah.
San Junipero? Is that the one?
No.
No.
She was in the. She was also in Jurassic Park.
Oh, she's in the one with like the social media one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Mhm. Like Downfall
Okay.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
she's great.
Yeah.
She's good. But yeah, I love that movie. It's great. It's also like not to talk too much about.
I just
the
hate. I
movie.
hate that. I hate the little kid in that.
Really? I think she's great. She does a great job.
No.
Not
The
Cindy
little
Lou Who?
no, not Cindy Lou Who. The little kid Grinch. I hated the concept of that. As a kid, that scared the fuck out of me. I
Dude,
was
that
like, this
movie was scary.
Yeah, I
as
was
a
like,
kid.
this child is green
That
in a
movie
classroom.
has a legit jump scare.
Like,
in
I
it.
wish that he would I wish he slowly turned green. Or I wish he started out as a Who and then slowly turned green because then it would be like, oh,
Right. That's the thing.
But he just is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he just is green, and it's
For
so
whatever reason.
And they have that weird picture. There's that weird picture of the fucking baby Grinch that everybody uses.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's like really fat.
Yeah, it's really
and it was
fat. and
definitely an animatronic. Yeah.
making these weird noises. And
Yeah.
shit.
That's the weird thing about that movie is it's like
That's
it's
like
different.
ET for me.
Yeah.
ET used to scare the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. That's what's so crazy about that movie is it's so different than every other Christmas movie. And why I say it feels like a Tim Burton movie is because it's so bizarre and like it doesn't make you feel good.
No,
it's like not a feel good movie.
Especially also just like how they treat him in general. Like it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they're just straight up racist to this guy.
Right, to this green hairy man.
Like I think that was also the part that's also disturbing is that he's a child with like body hair.
Yeah.
It's really
and they make
fucked.
fun of him for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also like
Whenever he first makes that visit to the town and it's like everybody just hates him.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause he, like all he's doing is like grocery shopping or whatever he does. I don't know what he does.
he's just a grocery
Yeah,
shop.
I don't know.
He
Whatever
just kind of
does.
wreaks havoc.
Yeah, and then
He's just
they're
kinda
like,
being a menace.
get out of here.
He's also wearing a mask, and it's also like
weird.
It's probably made to look like a Who,
Yeah.
which is like, where did he buy that at?
Yeah, I feel for all the people who had to sit through those hours of makeup. Not really Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey can, he can sit there for hours and do
Yeah.
whatever makeup he wants to do.
He gets paid enough.
But it's mainly all the children and all the background characters that
Yep.
all had to get that like nose tucked up and then like
Yeah,
a whole
mounded.
whole mound on top of their upper lip.
Yeah, and the other thing too that like to me invokes, and I'm sure it was probably done on purpose.
The set
but,
was great too.
yeah, the color grading of the movie is like kind of gray and
Yeah.
like weird, and to me that just like it's
like
like an
blue.
uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like very like the contrast is really low on it,
yeah,
but it's like also really colorful at the same time.
yeah.
But anyways, great movie. I love it. It's weird and fun.
Sorry.
And could you hit that one?
No.
Okay. But I don't know when this happened, and I don't care to look it up because it's not that important. But at some point, Freeform, which was
ABC Family.
ABC Family,
Previously ABC Family.
released a extended cut of The Grinch on Hulu, and it's like it has like maybe upwards of like 20 minutes of unseen footage that I never knew
Don't
existed.
think I need to see that, honestly.
Yeah, and like so whenever you play it on Hulu, it's like a title card that says this movie has been altered to fit the screen, but it's also been added like footage.
Extra undeleted scenes.
Right. And so I was inebriated watching it, which I think is like also the perfect way to watch The Grinch because it's such a fucking weird movie. Maybe don't do it if you've never seen it, don't do it because it might freak you the fuck out.
Don't like drop acid and like watch this movie.
That'd be fucking nuts. But like I was like, oh, I wonder if
I know
I'll
what
like
Carson's doing tonight.
right. I was like, I wonder if I'll even like notice the deleted scenes. And like anytime,
the first one comes, like, oh my god,
dude, it was so weird because I'm so used to watching this movie and I've watched it so many times that it doesn't feel as weird now.
Yeah.
So when these new scenes came up, I would just start laughing out loud because I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was so weird. And there was one that I don't remember seeing that somebody posted online where like one of the little Who's, like the Grinch goes like it's during the scene where he like first comes to town and he has the mask and the cloak on.
Yeah.
And it's him with a fishing line and he throws down, it's a candy cane that's like supposed to be the hook. And one of the little Who's that's played by a little person like walks up to it and like puts his mouth on it and the Grinch reels him up and he's like dangling his feet. It looks like he got fucking hung. It's like jarring to see it. It's like, but I don't know if that was in this cut or not, but it like, I just saw that and I was like,
maybe it's
what the fuck?
Maybe it's like you get a different ending.
Maybe.
Depending on your region.
But there's a lot of weird scenes there. Yeah. It's so weird.
This movie is weird.
But there's one that I had to replay a few times because it was so funny.
You were getting really horny watching
so
it.
out of pocket. Well, some people might. And that's the first thing I thought is I was like, oh man, if this was in the original cut, that fetish would have been like huge sooner. So there's a scene. This is such low quality and I apologize. This is the best one I could find. It was either this or people filming their TV. So there's a moment in the film where
could you just pull it up on Hulu?
I could. Yeah, I guess I could. It'll play a bunch of ads though. It's too late. I should have done that earlier. There's a scene when if you've ever seen the movie, where he comes to town to become the holiday cheermeister, which is what it's called. And they give it to him, and then they like put him through the ringer of like this stuff. And there's one where they like make him eat fudge and make him eat like pudding and stuff. And it's really funny. And then there's this clip that I'd never seen before, which is one of the things
I've never
they
seen
make
it
him
before, I
do.
don't think.
So hopefully the volume's right. I'll try and turn it up, but this is it.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Oh.
Oh, damn it, they didn't show the full thing. Hold on, maybe let me see if I can pull it up on Hulu real quick. I might not even be logged in on here. Cuz if I can get the full thing, cuz what he says in it too is even funnier.
Hello, whole world record.
You know, let me just see if this works. If it doesn't, okay. Maybe we'll watch one of the TV screen ones because it's like so they call it the nog off, which was like so weird to hear them say that. But then
you cannot say that in 2023.
No,
we're leaving that in 2023.
We'll watch somebody filming their screen because I want the full thing. It's not even really a good one of that either, because there's a weird thing that happens at the end too. Maybe this is it. We'll try it. Oops, what the fuck? I just saw it and then I just went away. Let's see if this one will play it. I bet it won't.
Dude, you coming?
Sorry,
Dude, you're coming?
Dude, are you coming? Fuck, I'm so sorry. This is so annoying. No, this isn't even it either.
You can just
Let's just watch.
We can just cut this.
Yeah, we could, but it's just so funny. Yeah, there. Okay, so
Nog off.
We're pouring the eggnog in there.
Dude, I hate the way they have.
So gross. I love that they have her staring at him. It's scary. It's so weird. That the little guy says, "I guess I can't hold on to the crown forever," implying that little guy had the record for the nog off. It's so
That's
weird,
terrible,
dude.
man. I hate that.
Oh, it was just like the fucking weirdest thing I'd ever seen. But yeah, dude,
Wish that wasn't real.
movie. I honestly wish it wasn't. He got so big. People are gonna love that scene once they get a hold of it. In case you don't know, there's a inflating fetish.
Yeah.
That kind of goes along with vor.
Yeah.
I think we watched one of them in the one of the Timberwolves Brazil.
Yeah.
Accounts.
Yep.
So fucking funny. I have a little story for today. I met a professional athlete. We'll say it was the first time I met a professional athlete. Today. Swear to God.
First time today.
First time ever I met a professional athlete today. Someone you probably know very well. Spencer and I went to a store. It was Spencer and I met him. And
was it a disc golf store?
Maybe.
I
was gonna try and like hype it up like I met a real crazy athlete that like you
Toys
knew.
R Us or something.
No, it was just like that. It was like a crazy athlete that you knew.
Yeah, like I met
and then it turns out it was just
one of my friends did meet Kristaps Porzingis. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I almost met Bol.
That's right. Yeah, you didn't take a picture.
Okay, so
at
that
all.
would have been the first one I met because it's pretty much the same as this story went.
You saw him from across the store and you said, "I'm not going to take a picture of him."
Not really. I didn't
okay.
take a picture of him because there's no reason to. But so Spencer and I went and played disc golf today. Spencer's my boy. I love him. He's gotten really into disc golf as well.
Like way too much. No,
like it's weird. And we went to this store called Gateway Discs in St. Louis. It's really cool. It's a St. Louis based company. They make the discs in that shop.
Oh, okay.
They're PDGA approved. Really cool. It's cool to have a company in St. Louis that makes discs and we can call our own. And so we were there. And as soon as we walked in, we were looking at some discs in the back, and then we walked to the back, and we were looking at these trophies, which I'll explain in a minute. Or, well, I can just say, we're looking at these trophies for this player who's named Nico Lacastro. He's a pro. He's a pro on the Pro Tour, very well known. Has been playing for a long time. Was like one of the best players in the world at a certain period of time. And we were literally looking at that, and I was like, oh, that's cool that they have them in here because he used to be sponsored by Gateway at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And he's from St. Louis, too. I should mention that. Not even a minute later, this like pit bull mix comes like running out of the back of the store and comes up to us. And like Spencer and I love dogs.
That's the celebrity.
That's the dog.
The dog is the athlete.
We start petting the dog, and then I hear this voice in the other room being like, oh, she's a nice dog. She's a nice dog. And I was like, that voice sounded really familiar. And then I look up, and it's fucking Nico Lacastro, the player who Spencer and I are just talking about, who Spencer knows of, not as much as me.
Yeah.
But then, like, I just, like, froze. I was like, what the fuck? What is happening right now? I was like, this is so weird.
Dog at a disc golf store?
Really? The dog's here? That's what I was so confused about.
Yeah.
But it was just like, and Spencer looked at me, he was like, because he knew who it was. Which I was kind of surprised he knew that was him. And then I was
I think he even told me he's been watching disc golf videos in his spare time.
Yeah,
so.
dude, he loves it, which is like not even, I've put no pressure into that of making that happen. That's all on his own volition.
Yeah.
But it was just like so weird. It was like such a surprise. And it's, and so later we didn't even get like time to like, for me and Spencer to be like, what the fuck? That was weird. Because the guy came over and he like took us to the back and we're looking through the back. And then I like look at Spencer. I'm like, that was Nico. I was like, that was Nico? Really? And we were talking and then we came back around the front and we were looking at some stuff. And then I was on one side of the store and here was Spencer. And I saw that Nico came back in because Spencer was like, oh, I want to get a picture with him and stuff. And I was like, I think I'm all right. So Nico came back in and I was looking at stuff and I love Spencer. I love him. I love him to death. That's my guy. He won't hear this, but it was Spencer met him.
Uh-huh.
And it felt a little awkward to me. And I don't know. I think a lot of things are awkward that other people are like, no, that was completely normal.
Yeah.
So I won't go too much into it.
Yeah, meeting people is usually kind of awkward anyway. So.
For sure, it is. And that's, I mean, like, all power to Spencer. He did it. I didn't introduce myself to him. Spencer did. But Spencer said hi and, talked to him for a second. And I was like, I'm okay if I don't.
Yeah.
I don't need to I'm all good because it was a little awkward. And also, I was like, Nico is one of what I would say is the most like controversial figure in disc golf because of his temper. He doesn't have a great temper, and there's a very infamous clip of him from last year
doing a backflip.
There was an infamous clip or very famous clip of him getting an albatross, which is when you get
3 under.
When you if it's a par 5 and you make it in 2 shots, that's an albatross. And it was a crazy albatross. He went nuts and like ran and jumped off a tree. It actually is 3 under. It is 3 under. You would get negative 3 on that. But there's a very infamous clip of him from last year at the European Open, getting into it with an official.
Okay.
And that got him kicked off the Pro Tour for 9 months.
Damn.
Yeah, which is like, I don't think has ever happened. And it was like, it was bad and it was stupid. It was also out of context. And weirdly enough, literally last week, he went on a podcast I listened to with Brody Smith and Paul Ulibarri and talked about the incident and kind of gave his side of the story a little bit more. And it made me understand it more. Obviously, it wasn't okay what he did, and even he admitted to that. But I think the thing that opened my eyes about it is that, like,
these guys take it pretty seriously.
Right, but that this shit happens all the time in other professional sports and nobody bats an eye. But
I mean,
because like
MLB,
everybody,
NHL,
right.
NBA,
like it literally just happened the other week.
PDGA.
It literally just happened the other week with fucking Patrick Mahomes like freaking out about that call that was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And having a meltdown about that. And I still watch the Chief games. I still support Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, I never even like thought about that. But like, because the sport is so new and like that shit doesn't really happen, it was like way blown out of proportion. He was saying he was getting death threats, which not that Patrick Mahomes doesn't get death threats, but everybody was hating on him and everybody like turned on him. And he like, that made me go like, wow.
So all of this is running through your head while Spencer's walking up to Nico to introduce himself.
No, but I thought about it and I was like, he seemed like a nice enough guy. You know,
till he blew a fucking gasket,
right, and started yelling at Spencer.
Yeah.
But he also like has kind of made fun of himself for it, which I think he's done. I think he's taken it very well. But yeah, I was like, you know what? It was just cool enough seeing him. I didn't really feel like I needed to say anything else to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like the weirdest experience ever. So if anybody in disc golf knows who that is,
and you're watching,
you'll understand all of that. But yeah, it was just a very, very weird experience today.
Yeah.
That I had. I was supposed to do this right off the top, and I completely forgot. Or no, I wasn't. I said I was going to do it now.
You're good. Go.
I need a bath. So on the last episode, we did the ultimate gingerbread house battle build off. It was a big deal.
Deal. The bit of bread.
CNN was talking about it. Fake news. And I have the results because we put out a poll on 3 different media sites. We put one out on the YouTube community tab.
Mm-hmm. How many votes did that get? I didn't even look.
I will tell you in a minute.
Okay.
We put one out on the Twitters at iTech Podcast.
The iTech, the X.
On X. And we put one out on our Instagram stories.
Mm-hmm.
And we put it out to you. Gavin, while I pull this up, I want you to get a drum roll ready over there, if you don't mind. Because this is going to get crazy.
Hold on.
First off, I am going to start out with the Instagram story poll. It got a total of... Well, I didn't... Not yet. Okay, I got a total of 20 votes. Nope, 19 votes. Sorry, 19 votes in total.
Okay. On the Instagram?
On Instagram.
Really?
Gavin, you got 11 votes.
Okay.
I only got 8 votes.
Yeah.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to... Whoever got the most votes obviously wins across all polls.
Okay, do you want me to write this down?
Nope, I got it.
Oh, okay.
I got it all in my head.
Okay.
Moving on to Twitter. There was a total of 5 votes.
Okay.
I got 3.
Okay.
You got 2.
Okay.
So now you are up to 13 and I'm up to 11.
Uh-huh.
Now here is where the final poll comes in. Fireworks started a little early. I was a little preemptive on the fireworks. This is the YouTube community tab poll. I saved this for last because it got the least amount of votes.
Uh-huh.
It got a total of 3 votes.
Uh-huh.
Hit the drum roll again. And the 3 votes went to me. So I won by 1 vote. I got 14 and you got 13. Crazy. Oh, shit. You know what that means. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I won by 1 vote.
Yeah.
So I took home all the bacon. What do I win?
You get to eat your gingerbread house, finally.
Oh, shit. I already ate it.
Yeah. I ate it.
Really hungry. I threw it in the trash, but then I took it out because I was
Yep.
really hungry. After I hosted a nog off with my family last night. I can do that too.
Yeah.
Not quite as big, but
You got to get that checked out,
good
man.
enough. Yeah, my gut just starts expanding. You ever seen that clip of that guy who like eats something and then his belly grows really big?
No, I don't.
You never seen that? I'll show it
No,
to you.
please don't.
It's like a real clip.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
He's just
need
like,
to see
he's like rubbing his belly and then
No,
he
yeah,
takes
I'm
something
good.
and then it gets really big. Like,
I'm good. I really don't need to see that.
we're gonna pull it up.
Oh my god, it's gonna play an ad too.
Guy's belly expands,
No.
explodes. No, I don't want to watch that.
That's Mr. Creosote.
Yes, right off the bat.
What the fuck?
Look at how big it's getting. Look at how big it's getting.
Dude, this is no.
Oh yeah.
Why did you find? How did you find this, dude?
Oh, you know,
Oh, okay. Please stop. You don't have to play it again.
I gotta watch it one more time. I think he's like drinking Mentos and Coke.
Yeah, he's drinking Mentos and Coke. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. That's crazy.
that man has a drinking problem.
Diet Coke?
No.
How do you know? How did you know?
Yeah, I hate that, man.
Moving on, though. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or can I
Yeah,
jump into
no,
the
you're good.
story? Okay, so I saw this story last week before Christmas, and I just thought it was just stupid and funny.
I also saw this and I was like, this is an insatiable amount of money.
This is just what happens when you're old and you have a lot of money, I
Yeah.
think. So the article reads from USA Today, 70 years of Disney Plus, family accidentally spends thousands on streaming instead of trip. So the story pretty much goes that this family was planning a Disney World trip to Florida, and they've been planning this for a long time. And it was like older parents, like grandparents of
yeah.
the kids, were like buying everything for this. And what they wanted to do was buy a bunch of Disney gift cards that they were hoping to be used like on the trip at Disney World. So what they instead bought is $10,000 worth of Disney Plus gift cards. So
Yeah.
it's just dumb old people being stupid and being like, "Oh, they need gift cards to use."
that's probably better than the original Disney.
Right. And I guess because I was like, why wouldn't they just buy like Visa gift cards?
Yeah.
That makes way more sense. But then I was like, oh, maybe there was some sort of deal that was being run where it was like,
Well,
if you
there
buy
was
this
probably
many
a
gift
Disney,
cards.
Disney Plus deal being run too.
Right, a Disney Plus deal.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh, okay, this is
Oh,
a
this is
great
cheaper.
deal.
Great deal.
I mean, that's the story. I mean, really, that's it. It was just like so funny.
I imagine going into a store with like a Disney Plus gift card and they're like, what do you want me to do with this?
hi, I would like to. They're like, oh, okay, that'll be you got some churros and some beignets. Okay, that's gonna be $50. Okay, swipe it. Why is it not working? Oh, it's a Disney Plus card.
Like you can go watch this at home.
You can go watch. You can go
You
watch.
can go
it.
watch us. You can go watch a CCTV stream of this
This shit doesn't
restaurant
work
on
here.
Disney if you want.
If you want, we have that.
We
now.
have it. You can
got
watch it.
We got a live stream of Walt's grave. You can watch now too. You can
Yeah,
just look
we
at
have his
grave
frozen head put on top of a disemboweled body
in the haunted mansion.
in the haunted mansion.
You can watch
You
that.
can watch that if you want for
Yeah.
$500 a pop.
The other funny thing in this about this is that they
Did
were
Disney
able
refund
to.
them.
Well, so that's the thing is they thought they weren't going to be able to get their money back, which I don't know how that's possible.
Aren't those like already like if you swipe the mag strip on them, then like isn't it like kind of set in stone that like you can't?
I don't
Get
know.
that
It
back?
seems like it'd be simple enough to be like, oh, okay, here's your money back. We'll just void all those cards.
Yeah, is that
you
what they
don't- you
did?
probably don't. No. So they were like, we weren't able to, but then they like put the story. Once the story got like public, what they ended up having to do is to take an individual picture of every single card and email it to them so they could get them the proper card that they needed.
And they were $500 gift cards each, right?
I think they were $100 gift cards each. They had to buy 100 $100 gift cards, but the math makes sense to be up to 10,000, right? 100 $100 gift cards.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's what they were. Which, by the way, who the fuck is buying $100 Disney
Well,
Plus
that's
gift
like
card?
that's something that I think Disney should like. Obviously, Disney's like a money money magistrate or whatever it
Go
is.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah. Bob Iger, I hope you heard that.
I hope, if you're listening anywhere.
They should have like a safe place in store for that because that's like that's 70 years worth of. Yeah, they should have that in place that it's like you can buy no more than 5 years at a time.
Right. Because who even knows if this is going to be around for that
Right.
long?
So like that's Disney's fault. That's not, in my opinion. I think it's
Right.
way more Disney's fault. I mean, yeah, obviously someone should like know that, but 100 individual gift cards sucks.
Yeah, I just wish that. Yeah, and like, I just wish that they explained why they bought all of them. Like, there had to have been a deal
Yeah,
or something
or-
going on.
or
'Cause
they
it's
were
like,
gonna-
why would you? Like, that's just so. I can't. And that's the thing that I wanted to know. Does Disney World sell gift cards?
I didn't know that they
for-
did.
let's find out. I'm gonna look up Disney World gift card.
You're gonna find exactly the link that they found.
Probably, because this is probably what they did.
Disney World gift card.
Oh shoot, I was serving Guardians of the Galaxy. Disney $50 gift card, but is this for the store though?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Disney gift card, one card, a world of possibilities. Good for practically all things Disney. Theme park tickets, restored stays.
Yeah, that's probably what they
merchandise,
wanted.
dining, so much more. So it looks like you can.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so like
Panda
like
Express.
a Disney gift card will work at the store. It'll work at
The restaurants.
places in the park
Yeah. The
and
park
stuff.
tickets.
Okay, so
booths,
so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were probably looking for this. They were like,
But that's
here's
a
a better
fat
deal.
stack of like
Crazy.
that's a fat stack of money that you're just handing over to Disney.
And also, how many kids do you have that you need $10,000 worth of gift cards?
How long are you going to be staying at Disney too?
I don't know, man.
Like,
people do some crazy shit for Disney, dude.
well, to be fair though, whenever I went to Disney World, sophomore year of high school for with the band and the orchestra and the choir.
Yep.
I realized just how expensive some of the shit is there.
It is.
But
it is expensive.
and it's more expensive now. But they also have gifts in the shops that are each like
Yeah.
$10,000. I'm not even kidding.
Wait.
Yeah,
There are
they-
gifts that are worth $10,000.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like what?
they have like diamond encrusted like fucking Cinderella's castle for like $5,000, and they had like a Yoda for like 3,000 or some shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So like,
All right. I
Yeah.
guess. Hey, I guess 10,000 might not be enough then.
yeah, no, you're right. I guess if you want to buy a Swarovski crystal, like, I don't know.
Which I do. I do want to buy that.
I do want to buy that.
I do want to buy that. Okay, let's move into our Nextdoor drama, our New Year's themed Nextdoor drama. Not really, it's not at all.
A New Year's themed
Our New Year's
theme.
Nextdoor drama. this Nextdoor Drama. Okay, well, in case you don't know what Nextdoor Drama is, it is we go to the infamous Nextdoor blog posting website, which is a blog posting website for your neighborhood. And we go in there, we take a post in the comments, and we script it out and do a dramatic reenactment of it set to music. It's a lot of fun. I had somebody who will remain nameless. Actually, they watch this show, so shout out to them. But I don't want this to feel like a call out, so I'm not saying their name. But they do listen. They do love the show. And they were like, they asked me, are the Nextdoor posts that we pull real? Are those actually real?
Yeah, those are 100% real.
And I was like, yeah. I was like 100%. So I don't know how to make, I mean, like, I know how I can make that more clear is to put like the comments with the blurred out picture and name up, which maybe eventually I can do that. But these are 100% real stories. These are not fake. And again, I cannot stress this enough. They are not hard to find. Rarely ever do I have to go on the site.
These are not hard to find. You can find them yourself.
You can easily find these. Rarely do I ever have to like search for a little while to find a good one.
Because it sounds like you found this today.
Yeah, well, so this is the kind of strategy I do now. A lot of the times is that
you find a weird one and camp it.
No, I get emailed posts.
Oh yeah, okay.
That is, and it's just like random shit. Like
Nextdoor
like,
is not
even
this one about anal gland expression last week.
Right. I don't even know if they're like sending me ones based off of what I've looked at before, like if there's an algorithm. But it's just like it's just random shit there. They'll send me like posts that have no comments or no likes. And I'm like, why are you sending this to me? Yeah, it's the stupidest shit, which I love. So what I'll do is like, I won't read it, but I'll just read the first line and I'll just like flag it on my email. Like I'll put a star on it. So that way, like whenever I do pull one, I'll just go back to it. And I would say 80% of the time, I choose one of them from that I've been emailed. It's so like, I'm sure there's like so much like ones that are way better out there that I'm missing. But like the ones that I'm finding are like, this is great. Like this is, like, why would I not want to read this?
Right.
But I'm sure there like if I really went hard and like search key terms, I could find like a really over the top one, which sometimes I do. This one though, I didn't.
The anal gland expression one was pretty over the top in my opinion.
Yeah, that one I did kind of search around for. I was looking for a Christmas one, and that one because it had
Merry Christmas
right at the very end.
Yeah.
That's why it showed up. But this one was one that I got emailed like yesterday, and I was like, that'll be pretty good. And then I read it while I was at Jiffy Lube getting my oil changed, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty great. So it is titled.
Jiffy Lube's great, by the way.
Shout out
Jiffy Lube.
Also, if you're the girl that works at Jiffy Lube or maybe doesn't work there anymore because I didn't see her today, shout out to you because you're very attractive.
She's cool. She recommended me Tool.
Is she really?
Mm-hmm.
You know her?
She was like, "Oh,
I was wearing me with you."
I was wearing a Ghost shirt, and she was like, "Oh, you'd probably like Tool. Do you listen to Tool?" I'm like, "Oh no, I haven't."
She never recommended that to me.
Oh, you don't wear Ghost shirts.
But I was like, I like wanted to like hit on her, but I was also like, she probably gets hit on all the fucking time.
Yeah.
A really attractive girl working at a Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
And I was also like, I'm gonna come across as like she knows cars just like me. But I'm like, really? I'm like, no, you know cars and I don't? That's sick.
Yeah.
You can work on my stuff.
For free.
Right. No. But I was just like, I was like, I don't want to hit on this person. But I was there and I was reading this and I was like, that's great. So it's titled, How Do I Leave Nextdoor Permanently? Which, yeah, it's not really about that. But that's what it is. I'm going to play the Nextdoor Drama intro song. We're going to get right into it. It's pretty short. Well, don't get mad at me.
No, that was me saying, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Here we go. This week on Nextdoor Drama.
What? Oh!
the worst song ever.
This sounds like some shit I'd cook up, dude.
How do I leave Nextdoor permanently?
I had thought about leaving, but I won't. There are some good people sharing information, and I want to know what's going on in the community that I live in. I just scroll past the nonsense.
I have read so many comments about so many subjects, especially CRT. Over the holidays, I tend to drink a little. Laugh out loud. Please dumb it down. What exactly is the reason so many are critical or not of CRT? BTW. Am I retired educator? Am very glad I teach biology. Laugh out loud.
In a nutshell, CRT is a neo-Marxist, anti-American, anti-Western philosophy that sees racism inexorably everywhere. So you must acknowledge white privilege, which doesn't help any kids do that. There's more to CRT than that, but that's one manifestation. Here's a simple 5-minute video on CRT. Is it PragerU?
It is.
Oh my fucking god.
There's a fucking ad at the beginning, though.
Have you heard about critical race theory? I'm guessing you probably have. It has already insinuated itself into many institutions and is making rapid progress into others.
What the fuck
If
is
it
this
takes hold,
goober?
it will completely change the very nature of America and the way you live.
Holy shit, they turned the flag
Critical
upside
race theory
down.
holds that the most important thing about you is your race. The color of your skin, that's who you are. Not your behavior, not your values, not your environment. Your race.
You mind if we watch the whole
In
5-minute
critical
thing?
race theory,
I love that. They sent a PragerU video. Swear to God, that is the link in that is to a PragerU video about critical race theory. And what that had to do with any of this, any of the original topic, no idea. That was in the very bottom of the comments, though. Just like the last week one from last week. Who can do my black splash before Christmas Eve?
Oh, yeah.
It was like that. But this person went along with it. It's a neo-Marxist, anti-American, anti-Western philosophy. What a nerd.
This man sits around and definitely just control F CRT on
Yeah.
Nextdoor and just posts that video. If you were to go to his profile, all he probably posts is about CRT.
For sure.
And that is not what it is, by
I'll
the
have
way.
to keep that. No. I don't
I don't know if anybody knows this, but PragerU is a bad institution.
Oh,
and
it's terrible.
is a piece of shit.
Dennis Prager.
What's a fireside chats? That's what
Yeah.
Paul Bart makes on X.
Prager's dead, right? Isn't he?
No.
Didn't he die?
Well, yeah. Well, no, I think he's still around.
I think he died.
Dennis Prager
Pretty sure.
from COVID, probably, hopefully,
upset if he
please.
didn't.
No,
God
he's still
damn it,
around. He's
not
still
dead.
no,
Why
no.
do I think he was dead? Have you heard his voice before?
Yeah, he sounds like this.
Well, then I won't play it. Oh, hey, Ben Stiller.
No, skip it.
Displaced families are facing danger.
I want
We have better values than you do. For most Brits to say that, they would choke.
Hello and welcome to Off Script. My
Yeah, that's
name's
him.
Stephen Ed-
That's Dennis Prager.
British
Nasty,
guy.
nasty little bitch.
Yeah.
He's a nasty bitch.
He's a nasty bugger.
and he's got a channel with a lot of great videos for you to learn on.
Yeah.
On PragerU.
My favorite is PragerU out of context.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, send me that later.
No, there's a whole bunch of clips. I'll find some.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
they're
would love
all
to watch that.
hilarious.
Yeah, he's a nasty bitch.
They'll be like Jesus was a Jew, and Jews make money, or something like that. And it's like it just doesn't make any fucking. It's the same thing with like game theory. The Matt Pat guy who was
yeah.
He'll talk about like really in depth about like biology of the eye color of their kids, and then it'll be like the Ender Dragon, and then they cut it off.
Why does he do that? Oh, they just like edit it out of context.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's called falsification, and you can get in big trouble for that.
No, I mean those are videos that he does actually segue into that, but like they cut it off at the end so that he doesn't. There's no chance for him to explain why he gave that setup.
I thought they were maybe editing two things together.
They also said that Prager has a whole bunch of really bad shit though.
Yeah, he's nasty.
He's nuts.
He's a nasty man. And CRT is just like stupid. It's made
that's a
bullshit.
buzzword. Neo-Marxist, that's buzzword. Anti-Western buzzword. This is all buzzword.
Try to ask one of these people what neo-Marxist means and just see what they say.
Yeah. Are there dogs here?
Yeah, there's one. That's a big Jordan Peterson thing he likes to say. I thought it was going to be a Peterson video when I saw the link, and I was pleasantly surprised by the PragerU. All right, that's enough. Moving on into our big segment of this episode. The left wants to take away your penis. Is that a real thing for PragerU too?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Florida, unnecessary.
Ugh.
I think this is fake.
That has to be.
Who am I supposed to relate to? No one's white.
What the fuck? That's probably the guy we were just watching.
Yeah, it was.
Too.
Yeah.
The biggest goob in the world.
Look, a white person. Look, a black person.
What the fuck? Yeah, it's also, you know what's funny? I just made this realization. They edit it. Oh, boy. That's not real. They edit them like, what was John and Hank Green's thing that we would always watch in high school? Crash Course, right?
Crash Course History.
It has those like animations in it, but they're like terrible things instead of like Crash Course, which was like sometimes they would depict terrible things, but that was just because it was history. So what the fuck? God, what a weirdo. Anyways, moving on, our big segment of today's show to wrap up the old year and welcome in the new year, because we won't see each other until next year.
Wow, I'll see you next year.
See you next year.
No, I'll see you this week.
I'll see you this week. Yeah, I'll probably see you on New Year's. We need to talk about what
are we doing on New Year's?
I got nothing. I keep asking. I got nothing. I keep asking other people what they're doing, just trying to see if I can mooch off their plans. No. I have a feeling where we'll end up.
Yeah,
though.
me too.
Our big segment, what you listen to, we do every week, where we recommend stuff that we're listening to in the week to the audience and to each other. This week, we're doing our big end of the year top 5 albums of the year. We did this last year for a New Year's ep. We're doing it again this year. Kind of short notice, so Gavin, I don't know if there's any preface you want to give about your recommendations. Okay. Mine,
I listened to all these albums.
Mine, I've kind of been like planning for a little while. So I did have some knowledge, but today I had to quickly figure out the order I want them in. And I think I'm happy with the order. I don't know if I would necessarily lock it in. So keep that in mind whenever I read them in order, because it might not be exactly the order I want. And then I have just a few. I'll go like slightly in depth on my top 5, but then I'll just have some random honorable mentions. So do you want to start out, or do you want me to?
Do you mean just listen them all out?
No, let's just go back. Like
okay.
You read
do
your
honorable
start with
honorable mentions.
We'll save those for the end. Start with number 5.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll end at 1. But you start with 5, and then I'll go number 5. Like we'll go back and forth.
Number 5. I have Blur, The Ballad of Darren. I did not get around to listening to this album.
Wait, I thought you listened to all of them.
I did listen to all of them. No, I listened to a couple songs in this actually, but I forgot that it came out this year.
Yeah,
because I think it was announced last year, so I was like, oh.
Well, because every time just a little backstory. Every time I've brought this up to Gavin, he's been like, I don't have any albums that I've listened to this year. So I think you were pleasantly surprised whenever you found some of them.
Yeah.
So.
So that one has a couple of really good songs on it that I like.
Oh man.
That I like.
Okay. Number 5. Is that it, or you?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say something else.
That's good.
But they can see you.
Number 5 for me came out of left field. I haven't even recommended this on the show yet
Wow.
because I don't even know I liked it. And that goes to Sleep Token, Take Me Back to Eden. The first time I listened to this album is because my brother, shout out Logan, was listening to it. And I was like, let me check that out because he was a big fan. And I was like, yeah, it's all right. And then more recently, Logan was playing some songs to me. And then I was like, I kind of like this. And then I just like found myself continuously going back to them and especially to this album. And I kind of only have negative things to say about it, even though I really like it. The songs are a little bit too long for me and a little bit like all over the place, which I usually like, but not like for 7-minute long songs. So like if it's a heavy song, it probably will end like happier. Like there's like a sad song that ends heavy, and it's like I just want to like if it's gonna be a 7-minute long song, just make it all heavy. Don't make it like because
Change
what I
between
notice
genres.
right what I notice I do is I'll listen to like half the song and then I'll change it because I'm like I don't really care for this part that much, even though it's a really good part of the song. It's just like most of the time I don't want to listen to a 7-minute song. Another thing is I don't really love overproduced sound, especially with like metal or rock. And this is very overproduced, but it's like it's almost so overproduced that it's like good in like a weird way. But Sleep Token is a really cool band. They're all anonymous, kind of like a Slipknot type, except for Slipknot, you know, everybody now.
Ghost.
Or Ghost. That's true.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I forgot to include you. But it's so good. And I've heard from people who have no issue like talking shit on other bands, even if they're friends, have said that like these guys are legit great musicians and like cool people and very nice people, but just like solid fucking musicians. There's no like the vocalist is like actually singing. The drummer is amazing, who actually just did his like first interview in a mask, still anonymous. And he's the founder of the band, which is cool. The drummer is, but yeah. So
because usually drummers aren't cool like that. So
no, usually drummers kind of suck.
yeah, I don't know any of them.
No,
No.
me neither. Gavin, number 4. What's your number 4, baby?
This was actually kind of a surprise for me. I really hate the way that I got put onto this album, but it's Olivia Rodrigo's Guts.
Okay.
Hate that I got put onto this by Fortnite, but I did.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That vampire song is really good, and the
hear
rest of the album is very good too.
All right.
And it actually just shows like how much she's improved, especially just like as a writer, but in general, like I will say that it does. Like as I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, this is good music. This is good, but it's not relatable for me because I'm not like an 18-year-old girl.
Right. Yeah.
It's good. It's good music. I think whoever produced this album definitely has worked with some other people
Yeah.
it's very.
Who is it? It's like somebody. I feel like I remember hearing it was somebody that I was like,
very,
oh wow.
It's very well done. That's what I mean. Is that it's like.
I feel like I remember hearing who it was, and I was like surprised by it.
Dan Nigro.
Wow, that's tough. That's a tough one.
That's tough, man.
I was like, what is it hard to pronounce? Well, maybe I was surprised by the name.
Yeah. He worked with Kylie Minogue, Billy Idol, Twin Shadow. I like Twin Shadow a lot.
This is the producer.
Yeah, producer of these. He was the songwriter and record producer. Kimbra, Sky Fiera, Kylie Minogue, Billy Idol, Dylan Francis, Twin Shadow, Little Boots, Carly Rae Jepsen, JR Jr. A-Track, Zella Day, Andrew McMahon in The Wilderness, Low Moon, Louis Capaldi, Phineas. So I guess, which I think is Billie Eilish's.
Billie Idol.
Conan Gray.
I don't recognize it.
Carolyn Polachek.
I know who that is.
Conan Gray again. Half Alive.
This is not the person I was thinking of.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I don't know who I was thinking.
But he's
of.
definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
it's super well
won. He's won stuff for Olivia Rodrigo stuff.
Nice.
So
Well, cool.
pretty good.
Yeah, I've only heard good things about this album.
Yeah.
From like people who are
Actual
like,
music critics.
yeah, or just like musicians that are in like
Yeah.
metal bands and stuff. Even
Yeah,
being like,
it's
"This is a great
shockingly
album."
good. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
guess
try it
I was
out.
more thinking it was just a girly pop album.
I was
but-
just thinking it was another dumb girl making
Yeah,
music, and I
yeah.
was just, and I know your feelings.
Yeah, I
on
know. Yep. So it's
working
shocking
and
to
earning
see
money.
a woman, let alone maybe two, on this list. So
Wow,
yeah.
that's funny because I have no women on mine. I just realized that. Sorry.
These are all white people though. So
Mine aren't.
yeah.
Next up, what am I even looking at here? Next up, number 4 for me goes to Child. Better Luck in the Next Life. This one is the
You recommended this one.
Yeah. The rest of them I have recommended on the show before. This one, again, was another one that the same person I'm thinking of recommended it. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a cool, like, metal album. And then I listened to it, and I'm like, this isn't what I thought it was, but this is great.
Yeah.
It's
okay,
like,
yeah.
I
forgot about this. Yeah. I listened to this album too.
Yeah, it's like a hip-hop, R&B, kind of indie.
Post Maloney.
Yeah, kind of, you're right. Like a Post Malone sounding, but in my opinion, a lot better. Very kind of like mumble, not mumble rap, but like mumble, kind of like lower monotone lyrics, but in like a really cool way. And the music in it is so good. I forgot to say, I didn't say when the Sleep Token album came out. I can look that up in a minute, but this came out on March 3rd of 2023. And I listened to it like hundreds of times over the summer for whatever reason. Like, cause it came out, I listened to it, and I was like, yeah, this is good. It just didn't get in the rotation.
That was whenever Carson was getting really into like Marvel movies and stuff. It was really odd.
Yeah, I was watching Marvel stuff. I was trying to change my whole personality.
Yeah.
Didn't stick. But for whatever reason, I just came back to it in the summer, and then I just kept playing it over and over again, and like, I just fell in love with it. And the only reason it's not higher on my list. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Something you want to tell the class?
Nope.
The only reason it's not higher on my list is because I don't think I love every single song on it.
Yeah.
But the ones I do are like fucking
Terrible.
beautiful. Are just fucking horrible.
Shout out Child.
I really wanted
What?
nothing.
Nothing. I know. I thought of something completely off topic
Okay, but that you can't share.
that I can't share.
Let me find out when that Sleep Token album came out because I was gonna say the dates for mine and I completely.
I will not be saying the dates for these.
That's okay. Like I said, I apologize to you. By the way, you didn't respond to my apology, which I took a lot of offense to. I apologize for springing this upon you mere hours before we were going to record because I forgot that we should do that. The
mid-nap.
Sleep Token album came out May 19th of 2023.
Cool.
Don't interrupt me.
Okay.
What's your number 3 album of the year, Gavin?
Number 3 is Lana Del Rey. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Did you know?
I didn't.
Did you know that? From Bill Nye.
Oh, I forgot about that guy.
He
He plays disc golf.
Bill Nye. Oh yeah,
Swear
that's
to
right. Yeah,
God.
you sent me
Oh,
that.
yeah, I sent you
Yeah, you
that.
sent me that. Yeah. But yeah, this is actually she's got amazing list of collaborators.
She's got a great personality.
She's got an amazing list of collaborators that she works with, and this album.
Waffle House.
Yeah,
Sorry, I said to say that.
yeah, Waffle House. There's other ones.
Billy Idol,
Who else is on this album?
Phineas and Ferb,
John Batiste.
Batista.
Father John Misty is one of my favorite. Bleachers is on here. Yeah, it's honestly insane the amount of plays that some of these songs have, but yeah, actually just a really good album. Just front to back. There's a couple.
You know what's weird is I never heard anybody talk about that album.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is
Which
I was like,
it's weird.
the only song I ever saw was "Let the Light In," and I listened to that a million times. I feel like, but the other songs in this album, replayability questionable. But
Yeah,
because I feel like that's the thing about her albums for me is that there's like one or two songs that are always replayable, and then other ones I'm like, okay, cool, I can put this away.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it. So
I feel you.
yeah.
Number 3 for me goes to End, the Sin of Human Frailty.
You just recommended this one the other week.
Yeah. And the fucking thing that pissed me off so much is I had no idea this album was coming out, even though I follow them on Instagram. I just wasn't seeing any of their posts. They were like hyping it up and everything. And then like I had to find out by just seeing like new releases on YouTube Music, and I was like, they released a new album. I love this band. I love End. They're so good. And of course this album is a fucking banger. It's so good. It just starts off and you're like right into it, and every song is heavy. There's like, if you just want to listen to like heavy, just all heavy music, that's great and really well done, especially for like a workout or something. This fucking album just bangs. It is so fucking good. It came out October 27th, 2023. Yeah, fucking awesome. I can't even say anything else about it. It's just so good. Such a great band. Gavin, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is Peter Gabriel's I.O. Just recommended this the other week.
Makes sense.
But he was releasing the tracks every full moon and new moon for the last year or so, since like January 1st. First new stuff since 2001 or something like that. So, yeah, actually I said whatever I needed to say a couple weeks ago, but it's a really good album still. I really like it. There's a couple songs that I'm not a big fan of a couple of the songs, but you know, that's kind of every... I mean, like, same. Yeah, there's just I'm like, okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed this album, and it sounds like he also might put out an album next year, so we'll see.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's got way more stuff in the pipeline, I guess. Because I mean, he worked with Skrillex, so you know maybe Skrillex was trying to pump out more music out of him. So we'll see.
Might as well. My number 2 album of the year goes to Harm's Way, Common Suffering, the first Harm's Way album in, I believe, 5 years.
Wow.
I think. Maybe 4, maybe only 4 years. I think it was 5. No, I think it is 5. I think it is 5 years. Harm's Way, one of my favorite bands, maybe of all time. Definitely one of my favorite hardcore bands of all time. It's just it's another just amazing heavy metal or heavy hardcore metalcore album. But it's also, it feels like a departure from their old stuff, but not in a bad way at all. I would say it's more melodic than their older stuff. It's still really heavy, but it has a little bit more singing in it. It has some more stuff like that going on in it, and more, yeah, just more melodic. So fucking good. I love every song on it. But the one song that like my first listen through, I was like, yeah, this is a good song. It's not amazing or anything, was the final song, Wanderer. And I just kind of like glossed over it every time I would listen through it. And then for whatever reason, it's now become like my favorite song. And it's like not that heavy. It's just more like melodic and like singing, and it's longer and it's more of like a build up, but it's so good. And it's just a great album. And seeing Sean and I got to see them live this year, and that was like one of my favorite concerts of all time. It was just nuts. And it was so good seeing them live. And they're just like...
Met them.
Perfect. More or less, yeah. More or less met him. Bought merch from the singer, who's just this fucking beefcake.
Yeah.
Best way to explain it. Yeah, fucking Harm's Way. So good. Did I say when this came out? It came out September 29th of 2023.
There you go.
Gavin, what is your number 1 album of the year? Drum roll, please.
To the surprise of no one, Royal Blood's Back to the Water Below. That was like the I don't know. I think on my Spotify Wrapped that had where
it's definitely
is
on
that?
there.
Yeah, it's definitely on there. Where is Wrapped? Well, let me say like your top songs 2023. Yeah, the 6th most played song I played this year was The Firing Line off of this album. This album is actually front to back an album that I love front to back.
I still don't think I've listened to it.
It's a lot more piano.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, it's a lot more piano. It's there's still a couple heavy songs in there, but it's a lot more piano oriented. It's a little bit slower, more melodic, and it's really good. So I have no other way to describe this album I think Apple Music did a whole like piece on it. They like have a they write up like stuff for all their new albums that are like sponsored by Apple or whatever.
Nice.
But yeah, I really enjoy the length of these songs. These songs do not go on forever. I think that was kind of an issue they had with some of their other songs. There's not any like super duper crazy hard stuff in here, but I think next album they will probably go a little bit harder. But
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Just because like they have this piano and I feel like they kind of wore that piano out.
Oh yeah.
Like they have a lot of piano parts in here, and also I think there's violins and stuff in here too. So
cool.
There's arrangements.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Speaking of Apple Music, I got new AirPods for Christmas as
There you
well.
go. Wow.
And they're the Gen 3 and they have the spatial audio thing.
Yeah. So you can like move your head around.
Yeah, and there's only been a few times where that's come up and it's weird. It's a weird thing. I also don't know if I love the way those feel in my ear yet. Number one album of the year for me, very surprising that this one, it came out, it's one of the first albums that I heard this year, and I was like, this is definitely going on my list. This is when I was like, oh, I got to start making my list because this is definitely on it.
Oh, I remember this, yeah.
And I had no idea this would be my number one, but like I listened to it again today all the way through. It's quick. It's only 26 minutes long. And I was like, yeah, this is for sure number one. And that is From Joy, self-titled album. Came out on April 28th of 2023. The funny thing is, Gavin inadvertently pretty much recommended this band to me. You saw a TikTok where a guy was recommending a bunch of weird metal bands. You sent it to me, and I was like, I'm going to check all those out. And I did. Liked all of them, but From Joy just always stuck out to me. I'm like, this is really good, and I could see this band being like a big deal. The battery shut off. Not going to restart it. We're almost done anyways. Apologies for that. And I just, this band just stuck with me. Then they released this album, and I was like, right off the bat, the first song, Acela, I think you saw you say it, just like gave me
Eargasm.
Like, I know I'm going to love an album or a song when I get goosebumps from it. And my whole face just like went into goosebumps because it was like, it's such a crazy song. And it's just like, the whole album is just this like raw energy. It's just like you can feel the energy
in the studio
of this band. Yeah. And it's just like the screaming is just like way over the top. And it's just nuts. And this song, it just like
embodies that.
Even if that was the only song on the album I liked, this would probably still be number one. It's that fucking good of a song. But the rest of the album too. I mean, it's an amazing album, and it's so weird because it's like, it's definitely metalcore, but there's like dance parts in it, like dance music parts, electronic music. There's samples in it. It's weird, and I just wish more. Like, I need more people to hear it. Because it's like, this album is so good. This band is so good. And I definitely want to see them live. And the album just like 26 minutes long. Usually I would find that short. I feel like it's just perfect. It's just the perfect length. Number one for me for sure. Love that album.
Mile.
Definitely listen to that.
I have a couple honorable mentions here.
Oh yeah, me too. I forgot about that. Maybe while you mention those, I'm gonna swap the battery out.
Yeah. So I just forgot some of these came out. Foo Fighters, But Here We Are. I did listen to that. There's just something about the older Foo Fighters that I like a lot better. And this is not just because like Mr. Hawkins passed away. And they have Josh Freese, who's also, I think he literally is like nominated for like 3 Grammys this year because of his drumming on this album.
He's so funny. He's like such a funny person.
Yeah, he's like incredible. Very talented guy. But there's a couple good songs in here. I like Rescued, which is like the opening track. So I was kind of hoping that they would kind of like delay this album a little bit longer, but they put it out pretty quickly as soon as they released that Rescued single. The other one, I'm just gonna go through them real quick. The other one I have is Boy Genius's The Record. I think I did whenever this album came out. I went on a run to it, and there, it's just not. I would recommend it, but it's not something I can get into. I'm not a big. They have really good performances, but I don't know. It's just not something I want to sit down and listen to all the time. It's kind of downer. And it's very slow. Some of them are okay. Some of them are a little bit more upbeat, but most of it's just kind of like, yeah, okay. It's kind of almost like folky.
Yeah.
I'm not a big folk guy.
I can't. Yeah.
And then not really an album that released this year, but it was like a remaster or like a rework, which was The Replacements' Tim Let It Bleed edition.
Oh, nice.
And I listened to that a million times. So like, I think that album technically came out in 1987 or whatever. So I couldn't recommend that as coming out this year, but it was a record that came out this year and it was good. And I really like the rework stuff. There's a lot of secret stuff that you can't really hear on the original masters of these tracks, and these remastered ones are much, much, much better and much catchier. I much more earwormy than before, if they weren't already. But yep, that's my honorable mentions for the year.
Sweet. Well, I have 5. I will be very quick with them. This one, it's like the number one honorable mention. It would have for sure been on my list if it was an album, but it's an EP, which is Without Reason by Texas in July. Fucking amazing. So good. Cannot say enough good things about it. I talked about it a lot when it first came out. I talked about it on this show. The other one, just recently listened to it. It is considered an album, but it's only 5 songs long, and the other 5 songs are the instrumentals, so I didn't feel like it counted. It's really good though, and that is Flying High Part 2 by The Alchemist. So it's a rap album. It's really good. It's got Action Bronson on it, Conway the Machine, and another guy whose name I can't remember. I never heard of him though, and it's my favorite song though. Very good though. It's super good. I didn't know I would like The Alchemist that much. Great album though. Another one. It's an album. I would have recommended it, but I hadn't listened to it that many times. It's another one with really, really long songs, but they're really good. And that's what is even the word I want to look for? It's not a split album, but it's a collaboration album between 2 bands, Full of Hell and Nothing, and that's When No Birds Sang. I can't remember which band is which, but one of them is like a shoegaze metal band, and the other one's like a metal band. And it's just this very beautiful album, and it's like, I'm glad the songs are long, but obviously re-listening to them all the time. It's like one that I put on in the car, because like some of it's heavy, but most of it's not. Super good album though. The other one, another honorable mention, goes to Peter McPolin for Piggy.
Oh yeah,
I recommended that on here. Super weird in a great way, just like a bunch of different genres, really well done. And the last one goes to Leon Thomas, Electric Dusk. Leon Thomas, of course, from Victorious. Another great R&B, hip-hop rap album. Has a feature from Benny the Butcher on it, which is my favorite song, X-Rated. Super great. Amazing album. Again, all of these, like, I could, put them on my list for sure somewhere. But yeah.
And then one last honorable mention was I forgot Big Boy, kind of like a hardcore kind of almost seemingly meme kind of band, like meme kind of band. I don't know. They're very interested to see where they go in their career. Excited to see if they ever put out a full album, but this is a 5-song EP that's literally 7 minutes long. So
yeah,
that's why I was like, oh, this kind of seems like a meme.
Right.
It's like, this is way too short.
Yeah,
I think it's more of like it's like a promo or like a demo.
Yeah, it's a demo.
Just like, oh yeah, here's what we can do.
Yeah.
We just have to put more effort into it or find the time to do it.
But there's some bands that like just do that with like albums. Like there's a band, I think it's Nails, who like they have an album and it's like 20 something songs long or like 30 songs long. But like most of them are like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
20 seconds. Like it's just like so weird, but it's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's pretty much it.
That's when we got to send out the new year.
This will be our outro song for the day, because it's the only New Year's song. And we just want to thank you guys for listening along with us for the past year of 2023. What a year it's been. Great moments, great bits. I wouldn't even know where to begin to tell you my favorite bits from the show from the past year. It's just been too many to count, if you ask me. But we can't wait. It Takes All Kinds is not going anywhere in 2024. Whether we're apart or together, it will continue and it will live on. Lots of great stuff coming up. Hopefully more guests. Gavin, anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No,
my friend?
I'm glad we got another year under our belts. We got 3 belt loops now.
I'm just glad I lived for one more year. You know? I could die anytime and I'd be okay with it.
Those are things normal people say, right? Right?
Yeah, sure, man. Whatever. I don't know.